What is the price for freedom? A dollar, an arm, a life, or nothing? Silverton Siege is a movie that tries to reveal to us the true price of freedom. Hello there and welcome to Insights with Joan. Today I'm going to be reviewing a movie with you, a South African movie with you, titled Silverton Siege. It was written by Sabelo Ngidi, directed by Mandla Dube, and produced by Pambili Media. Silverton Siege is based on a real-life event that happened in Silverton, Pretoria in the 1980s. Now, if we're going back to history, we know that was a period of the apartheid. That was a period where black people had an uprising to fight against injustice that was between the blacks and the whites at the time. The movie focuses on three main characters who at the time held down a bank and demanded for Nelson Mandela's release. Well, amongst many things, they demanded that Nelson Mandela be released for them to let go of the hostages in the bank and give themselves up to the police. Well, the movie shows the different events that led to them holding down the bank and what happens after they held down the bank. I mean, it's a fascinating movie to watch, and I think you should definitely check it out. My favorite character in the movie was Nozolo Dlamini, who acted as Tara. She was the only female character in the group that held down the bank, and in my own opinion she was the real villain of the story. The other people, although they were male and they were masculine and they had all the, she was the main villain. The way she carried herself, her emotion, that you could feel it through the screen. She did a fantastic job. I loved every single scene that she appeared in, and her gun handling skills were out of this world. What made me love her the most was the scene where she shot her friend when she realized he was a traitor. Sorry for the spoiler, but yes, that was my favorite scene. The speed at which she shot the guy, I was like, oh, she didn't even have a second to reflect. That shows you that she was like the crazy person, the craziest person of the group. I just want to give a round of applause to her character. She did an amazing job. My second favorite character was Thabo Rametsi, who acted as Kumalo, who was like the main leader of the group. And one thing that I really liked about this character was how versatile he was. At one point, he was really hopeful. At one point, he was really pushful. And at another point, he seemed down. And you could see the different emotional roller coasters he went through as the movie evolved. And that's something that as a viewer, I really enjoyed, because you saw different sides of a character. You saw him where he was hopeful, making demands. You saw him when he was assuring his friends that everything was going to go well. And you saw him like sad, distraught, like he went through different moods in the movie, and it really takes a great actor to pull out all those different emotions. That was a wonderful understanding of the character and delivery. It was flawless. It was flawless indeed. So let's talk about my favorite scene. My favorite scenes were the ones in which Nozolo was shooting. I mean, I loved every scene which she shot. Like, you could see her face, you could see her body, you could see the way she held the gun. Oh my goodness. Outstanding. Let me use a different word. That's all I can say. Outstanding. Anyways, another scene that I think was really impactful for me was the final scene where they had decided that they are going to go out and fight. Like, they got their guns loaded and they were going out to fight with the police. I mean, the fact that they knew that they were walking into a near death situation, and they seemed so hopeful, they seemed so courageous. They looked at each other with a passion that you can't really understand. You could tell that these were people who believed in what they wanted, and they were not going to take no for an answer. And even if it meant them dying, even if it meant them giving up everything, they were ready for it, and they showed no bit of fear. I don't know about you, but if I feel like if I'm in the place where I'm about to die, there'll be a little bit of fear that is going to show. Like, you can look at me and you know that, well, this person is a little bit afraid. But that scene, the only thing that showed on their face was hope and determination. That's the right word, determination. For my final comments about the movie, I think the movie was a really well executed movie. I loved the storyline. It took me back to like the history of South Africa and the apartheid. And well, my sister recommended me this movie, and I thank her for recommending the movie. It was a real big eye opener about something that's happening in my own country, Cameroon. The movie took me back to 2016. In 2016, the Anglophone crisis began, just in case you don't know. And When the crisis began, I remember I was at the salon doing my hair. I remember it like yesterday. And at that time, none of us, the Anglophones or even the Francophones or the entire government knew how much this crisis was going to cost us in terms of life, in terms of the economy, in terms of our will to live. I mean, it has changed everything about us as a people, as a country, because we have lost so much, we have learned a lot. It has exposed to us so many things about ourselves and how much freedom really costs. One thing that made me think go back to this was the scene where Kumalu was talking to the detective, and Kumalu mentioned that the price for freedom is everything. Sometimes when you want something and you want to get free of something, and this isn't just in terms of a revolution or a fight, or it may just be a battle, like you want a new career, you want a new um, opportunity, you want something, whatever it is you may want. When you really want to get free of something or really get something, you should be willing to give up every and anything to get it. And this statement Kumalu made just got me thinking about how much we are willing to sacrifice to get what we want out of life and out of anything that we put our hands into. There's so much to think about when we watch this movie. It's not just a reminder of how much South Africa has gone through as a people, but it's also a reminder of how we are going through as a people in Cameroon and as individuals as well. How and it's just something that I throw back to you to reflect on. What is your price for freedom? Now just share your comments in the comment section, like, subscribe. You can go check out the characters of the movies, watch the movie on Netflix, and share with us just so that we can have a good discussion on the price of freedom. Until next time, just read, watch movies, explore, and have lots and lots of fun. Bye bye.